Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you just a few of the basic tools you're going to use in InDesign. We're going to go through a series of videos, but this one's just a few things you're going to need right up front. So before we start, you're going to need to know how to open an InDesign document and where to find that. Typically, you're going to find it on your dock. This little line with all the applications at the bottom is known as your dock. And in case you need it, this little face on the left side is the finder, which you will use quite frequently. But for this specific video, you need to know InDesign. Most often it's going to be on your dock already. It's going to be a maroon box with ID inside. There are different versions of InDesign, so yours may look a tiny bit different depending on which computer you're on or what you're using. You can either click on it from here. In some cases, it's going to open up right away like mine did. In some cases, it's probably going to take a minute to load. If it opens up right away like this and you need a new document, you're just going to click File, New Document. And at this point with what we're working with, we can just use a default size. When you're working with spreads for the yearbook, they're going to be a templated size for you, so you won't have to worry about that. Click OK. And it will open a document for you to work with. If for whatever reason InDesign is not in your dock on the computer, you can find it by going into your Finder and clicking Applications, and it will be in here somewhere under Adobe InDesign. And you can do the same thing if you want. You can even pull that application into your dock. You just drag it down. Okay, so once you have that open, so File, New Doc, I just want to show you a few things really quickly, one of which is the selection tool, direct selection. So we're going to be talking about a few different tools, but for almost all of them, you're going to need this tool right here. So on the left side, the very top tool, it's a black arrow. It's called the selection tool. Essentially, it just allows you to select anything that you need on your page that you're working on. So whenever you're using one tool, if you want to switch back and grab something else, you're always going to have to come back to the selection tool. Or if you want to click something else, you're usually going to have to come back to the selection tool. Otherwise, it'll default to the tool you were working with, which isn't always what you want. So I just wanted you to know where that one was. The other thing that I want you to know is grids and guides, which you won't necessarily need for this assignment, but if you need for the future, you can come up to View in your top menu bar. You can scroll down to Grids and Guides, and there's a couple of different things you can do, and it shows you your options here. But basically, if you want to see those grids for the lines, for where things line up in the future, you can play with those settings to get that how you'd like it. And then the other thing that I want to show you, I'm going to get rid of those. The other thing that I want to show you is your workspace. So what you're looking at right now is technically your workspace. Sometimes we have the case of the mysterious disappearing toolbar or a menu bar missing. That's usually just because your workspace has been changed. So if that's the case, just go to Window up at the top, click Workspace, and change it to, usually it needs to be on Advanced, but sometimes it gets changed to Book or Digital Publishing or Essentials. Just change it back to Advanced if that is the case, and you should be good to go.